Righto, Tellio there, champs. Now today you're going to see a lot of RTX 4090 reviews, and yeah, the thing is going to be an absolute beast. But from a perspective of someone that wants to buy one of these, I think I'm getting a little bit shortchanged here. And I want to discuss, is the RTX 4090 dead on arrival? And I think it is missing one key feature that is actually really annoying that it doesn't have it, and I'm thinking of buying it. So you might want to wait for the AMDs. But anyway, let's get into why I think it is DOA. So first of all, it's nothing to do with the performance, right? You're going to get a lot of RTX 4090 reviews out there today. And I can tell you, rasterized game, it's going to be around that 80% faster. Go check out those reviews. I think Jared Tech is going to do one. But right here, right now, rasterized games around that 80% mark, which is pretty beastly, right? And this is probably why I'm so annoyed it doesn't have this key feature, because the performance is great. Yes, ray tracing DLSS can be 2, 3, 4 times faster, but rasterized games, which, you know, most of us really care about, it's going to be about that 80%. And this is where it comes in for AMD. We know that AMD's new graphics cards, the 7000 series, will not touch NVIDIA when it comes to DLSS or FSR, their version, whatever, and ray tracing. This is why NVIDIA banged on about it so much in their keynote, because one thing NVIDIA are scared about is AMD will compete when it comes to rasterized games, but NVIDIA know with ray tracing DLSS, yeah, not so much. And the big thing that's missing from the RTX 4090 is DisplayPort 2.0. Now, why is this important? Now, if we have a look at some monitors, there's already 4K 240Hz monitors out there. They require 2 cables, right? CES is not far away. What do you get with DisplayPort 2.0? Well, let's have a look. Now remember, the 4090s don't have these. There may be some with them. I haven't checked every single vendor out there, but the ones I'm looking at certainly do not have DisplayPort 2.0. And the worst thing for NVIDIA is, it is rumored that the AMD GPUs will have DisplayPort 2.0. And for me, that is very important. Because remember, CES not far away. And we're going to have a lot of high refresh 4K monitors. And the thing is, these GPUs, they can now power 4K monitors at high refresh rates. So it's going to be a big shame to have, you know, DisplayPort 1.4 and 2.1 HDMI and not be able to power some of these new displays with one cable. That just sucks. So what do you get with DisplayPort 2.0? Well, 16K, woof. Now he's going to get a 16K display. I don't know, maybe someone will, but basically 80 gigabits per second. What is it? 77.3 gigabits per second. It's the first standard to support 8K at 60 Hz 444 HDR10, right? So wow, 16K resolution at 60 Hz. Now some of these things require display compression, some don't, but it can actually do with no compression 10K 60 Hz 444. The big one here for most of us here is, right, 2 8K displays at 120 Hz, 2 4K displays at 144 Hz, 444, no compression. So with display compression, of course, you'll be able to push the Hertz higher. But here's the deal. If you're going to buy a 4090, you're an enthusiast. You know, you got cash to burn. You're going to buy the best monitor too. So at CES, when they have all these new high refresh rate 4K monitors coming out, and some of them have DisplayPort 2.0, and you only need one cable versus 2, I mean, come on, man, that's going to suck if you have this 4090 and then the AMD has DisplayPort 2.0. So you can just look at the refresh rates right there. You know what I mean, right? There will be displays next year that most likely will need one cable versus 2 on the AMD system there. And that's the big deal here. It's not the performance of the 4090. It is going to be a beast, as I said, 80% on that rasterized gaming. And here's the deal, right? If you don't care about DLSS, if you don't care about ray tracing, which a lot of people still don't give a stuff about that sort of stuff, if you just care about rasterized gaming, if AMD come in with their 7000 series GPUs and they're in the ballpark of what NVIDIA have with the 4090, 4080, whatever, and they have DisplayPort 2.0, so they have just as good as, you know, rasterized gaming performance or very competitive, they're cheaper, and they have DisplayPort 2.0, if I don't care about ray tracing and, you know, DLSS, I think I'm going to go to AMD in that case. And the thing is, these cards are going to be out for a while. So whether they refresh them, you know, next year and they put DisplayPort 2.0, or maybe some vendors are doing it. Maybe there's a technical reason I haven't seen it on any RTX 4090, you know, GPUs. but I gotta tell you, it really annoys me that it doesn't have this. And if I go back to the graphics, launches of the past, where some of them had HDMI 2 and some had HDMI 2.1 and some of them had two 2.1s, you really got to be careful. You got to look into these things. You got to look beyond, what you're going to do. If you're affording a 4090, you might want one of those new killer high refresh rate 4K monitors. And if you can only drive them with 2 cables versus 1, that sucks. And if you're someone that wants multiple 4K monitors, because all right, it's good that it does 6K, 10K, all this. Well, who's going to have that for gaming? I can see TVs having 8K, but they won't have DisplayPort, right? But anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Is it actually dead on arrival? Let me know in the comments. I've got to say, the price is dead on arrival. I reckon there might be some still on the shelves. I suspect they're not going to sell as good as they think, and I would definitely be waiting for AMD, especially if you're not going to use the ray tracing and DLSS. So you got to be honest with yourself. Will you want that sort of stuff? Will you be getting a new monitor next year? If not, just get the 4090 then, I guess. But anyway, they're my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comments. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Tally ho.